Greetings, everyone. Panda here with Brandon, and I do want to make a little bit of an announcement, and we'll be making another PSA on this. Don't eat the box, not don't eat the pieces. We don't actually have the box for this game, so Brandon, what game are we doing today?
Today we're doing Love Letter. It came out in 2012. Plays 2 to 4 players, about 20 minutes. 20 minutes is actually a little bit of a long estimate. For the most part, my experience has been it's only about 5 to 10 minutes. It's by a designer. I'm going to butcher that name, but it's going to be Saiji Kanai. This game is near and dear to my heart because it was, at one point, I thought that this game was the Monopoly to hobbyists, essentially. Because I thought it was so ubiquitous that nearly every hobbyist would either know it or have played it before. So when I would go to other game groups and they never played it before, I would be genuinely shocked that they had no experience at all with this game. It's a micro game with 18 cards. And basically what you're going to do is every person is dealt one card. There'll be one card from the deck that's burnt so that there'll be some kind of uncertainty. And then essentially you're drawing a card and then playing a card. So from those 2 cards, you'll play one down. Just to give you an idea of some of the cards, this one's the guard card, which you'll pick a random card besides the guard card. Say, hey, do you have number 6 or the manipulator? And then he'll say yes or no. If he does, then he's eliminated. He's out of the game. Now, some people might have a problem with player elimination, but given that the game is so short, it's really not an issue. And essentially the theme, and I think Panda will kind of address the overall issues with the theme, is that you're a person that's trying to get a love letter to the princess.
And boy, is she fine.
Yeah, and you'll see that card in more detail later. And yeah, basically that is most of the game. For one thing I will say though is for the deluxe version, which plays up to 6 players, no matter what my rating is for this game, and this is just for the 2 to 4 player normal version, I would say do not get the deluxe version. The deluxe version is a kind of like a monstrosity, essentially. The magic of this game is that it could take 5 to 10 minutes, and it's like bite size. It's a palate cleanser. It's something that you play and then it's done. And with the deluxe version, it goes so long. It's like a half-hour game, and if you're eliminated, it's horrible. It's literally like you're literally just sitting there like, okay, so what am I even doing here? You want to like go do something else, but you got to wait until the game comes back. I cannot strongly enough recommend to not get the deluxe version. For this game though, this is near and dear to my heart. Like I said, it's one of the games that I first got introduced to. So I'd say this is a 1 thumb up. I'm going to pass it over to Panda, see what he thinks. He has some commentary about the theme.
Yeah, a couple commentaries actually about it. Like Brandon said, the game is quick. In the round that we just played with Cameraman, I had a 1, which is a guard. Cameraman had the 8, which is the princess, and then Brandon had a 1, which is the guard. Cameraman had ended up comparing cards with me, which is a skill the 3, I believe it's the 3 gives, or the 5. One of those 2 gives you the ability to compare hands, and if you're lower than their card, the person with the lowest card is eliminated. So I was instantly eliminated, and then Brandon went and he had the 1. He's like, do you have 8? So literally, I don't even think that round lasted 3 minutes. I think it was like 45 seconds. The game instantly ended with Brandon being victorious. The theme. I love the theme of the game. I like the idea of you getting a secret, especially back in the samurai times where, or back in the, I don't know what this era would technically be called, but back in this era, getting a love letter to the princess is an awesome idea. It doesn't play out that way in the game.
Yeah, that's a common criticism that thematically it does not.
Yeah, it just doesn't come in. You feel like you're playing Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or something. You're just playing a card to get the effect of the card. So if that was more there, this game would be phenomenal. But besides that, the artwork of the cards, and I've only seen the Japanese version because of Brandon here. I do not own this game. I guess there's a European version of it and stuff like that, Victorian version of it. But I would give it originally when I played, I wanted to give it a lower version, but going back and thinking on it, I would give it a 1 thumbs up. I mean, the game's there. It doesn't hit for me because, like Brandon has said in multiple videos, I'm a heavy gamer. Twilight Imperium's Talisman, games that are long and very complex and really draw you into them. But for what it is, this game, I mean, it's fun. It is really enjoyable, and it is short for when you're in a car ride or you want to play something really quick, or you're waiting for people to show up so you can play a bigger game, or just a lot of those aspects. So I'll give it a thumbs up, Brandon. I mean,
yeah, and I actually said, originally I said a thumbs up, but while he was talking, I realized I didn't actually think about what the rating was before we started filming. I literally figured out the rating right when I was filming, and while he was talking, I actually realized 1 thumb up is not enough for this game. This game is a masterpiece. So I will actually say that this is 2 thumbs up, and I'm gonna let you know why, because there's never at any time when I play this game. I mean, maybe in certain situations with this card that gives immunity. There's a card that like basically gives you immunity. There's very rarely a situation where mechanically you just can't do anything. Like you're just like, oh, well, I guess we're in that situation. And this game is so accessible. You can play this with anybody. You can't play. Some games you just have to have a hobbyist play with you because so much of the lingo is like required. If you're like, I mean, a deck builder. You have to kind of lean into playing a deck builder. This game is so simple that you can play this with anyone, and I have. I've literally played this with random people that have no experience with the hobby in general. And this game is just a masterpiece. So I'm actually gonna nix my earlier review, and I'm actually gonna say this is 2 thumbs up. If you wanna change yours, I don't. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna change my rating on this game. I'm gonna go 2 thumbs down. But I mean, this game is garbage. I'm completely kidding. It's good. I won't give it the 2 thumbs up just because it's not my style of game, and it really would go against my judgment of it. But then again, there's people out there that'll play this game that'll give it 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's not going to hit everybody. It does hit Brandon. Him as a game creator himself. I have played games that he's created like this, and I won't mention the games. It'd be completely up to him because they're his own personal property. But I have played games like this that he's created, which I enjoy. So I can see why he would enjoy this as much as.
Yeah, but that's our review. 2 thumbs up, 1
thumbs up. So 3 thumbs total for this game.
Yep.
All right, so this is Love Letter, 18 cards in all. This is the princess. She is fine as hell. Just saying. But yeah, Brandon, this is your gem. Go ahead and.
Yes, I mean this game right here. We already covered the guard briefly in passing. This one's the courtier. Look at another player's card. This one's the diplomat. That's the one that Panda was talking about, where they compared the cards and he was out. This one, I don't know, is Shigenju or something. It's like Shugenja. That one that grants immunity. This one right here, Hatamoto, basically makes you discard a card. The manipulator, trade hands with another player, and then these two, the princess, and I can't see what the name. The sensei. They're not really that useful. They're mainly useful in the sense that they have higher points. At the end of the game, whatever cards are left, you go by the number on the card, and that's who's going to win the game. You know, whatever card's left in your hand. This card at the end, though, or during most of the game, is actually at a disadvantage because it has no real ability. Just like this one, I mean, this one has an ability where you discard this card if I think it's this one and this one are in your hand. But this one, you actually can never play it, so you always have to keep it in your hand. So if at any time anybody suspects it, they can just basically use a guard card to guess that that's the card. That's actually what happened with Cameraman, where I was able to guess that he had that card just because of how he reacted when he drew his hand, or no, when he looked at his initial hand. Yeah, and then these are the guide cards. They basically give you all the information for all the cards, how many different cards are there, what the cards do, what the point value is. So that's basically the cards.
Yeah, and the combinations, we'll touch on that a little bit. Having the 8 in your hand is pointless. If you're down to the last 2 players, though, and you have the 8 and you draw 3, you win because you're comparing the hands, and whoever has the lowest hands eliminated. So there is certain advantages to having the 8, but for the most part, it's a disadvantage. You have to play what you draw, and you can never play the princess. And as soon as you're noticed to have the princess, you're eliminated out of the game. So
Yep.
that's the game. It comes with these cool little fancy little cheat sheet things here. But yeah, that's the game. All right, so that's Love Letter.
Yeah, so just to recap, I gave it 2 thumbs up. Even though I kind of misstepped there, said 1 thumb up, but I'll actually go ahead and make it 2 thumbs up. And
Technical difficulties that you're just showing them.
we'll just leave it down.
Oh.
And then he gave 1 thumb up. And all in all, it was, this is probably one of my favorite games. Is there anything that you wanted to say before we go?
No, not really. There is one thing I'd like to say, and that's it. All right, Brandon?
All right. So just to let you know, you can follow us on Twitter at RealNerdNebula. And you can also follow me at BoardGameBruh, that's BRUH. And again, like, subscribe, and let me know that my Japanese pronunciation is absolutely offensive and horrendous, and at me all those kind of details. Again, I didn't choose the cardboard. The cardboard chose me.
Carrots and peas. We're going to have to start a counter for how many times the cameraman throws shit at me.
Yeah.